God damn it, it started again. Fuck, I should have just waited. Fuck.
So you have a baby.
Yeah.
How's it been? It's, what, 6 days? 5 days?
Holy shit, tomorrow's a week. Damn. Yeah.
Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, man.
Going off to college already?
I know.
Time's flying by.
Yep. Damn. Getting married tomorrow. Going to the first grandchild in a week.
It's gonna be a busy weekend.
I know. Nah, man. It's good. It's great. It was a very interesting setup. So for sake of an anonymity, I'll keep her. I think you know her first name.
I don't know who this person was yet.
My daughter, the
Oh.
child. God damn.
I didn't know. When you brought up
baby.
anonymity, I was like, who wronged you? And we're
Oh,
not gonna
no.
expose them on the
No,
internet.
the baby. The
Okay,
baby.
yeah.
Well, so I'll use her her tribal name from our Kalpuli. But Asitlali, it was an interesting like setup for her like birth. So I don't know how you, or if you know about like female birthing anatomy, but there's evidently like a mucus plug that like protects the cervix or something.
Okay.
And so that plug had came out on Wednesday morning at like 7:30 in the morning.
Oof.
And I was like, holy shit. And like immediately after that, contractions started. And
So that's like the water breaking.
almost, but the water
Almost?
didn't break.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because usually it's a mucus plug, then water breaks, and then like any moment,
It's go
like
time.
it's ready to go. Well, so the my wife's mucus plug fell out at like 7:30 in the morning on Wednesday, and immediately it was like contractions, like every 10 minutes, 8 minutes, it's like in between that, and that carried on until Friday.
Oh my god.
So I was like, holy shit. Like, literally any day. But I was like, holy shit. Imagine that. Like, every fucking day for between 8 to 10 minutes
Yeah.
for 3 days, you're getting just contractions. I'm like, holy shit. That is like, for me, like, I'm like, I deal with like nerve, like, damage in my like knee, and I get like pinches and pokes and prods every now and then when I wake up. But I'm like, holy fucking shit! Like I
That's
can
a whole nother
stretch.
level.
I know I can stretch and get rid of that.
Yeah.
But god damn, for that to happen for every like other 8 to 10 minutes for 3 days, it's insanity.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I'm like, so that happened, and it was just like, man, okay, this is ridiculous. So she was like, she's going on walks every now and then, trying to like calm the pain and whatnot. And then Friday came around, and it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was just like I was gonna get ready to go to work. Like, I at 7 in the morning, I text my manager and my coworker. I was like, "Yep, I'm good to go. Nothing's changed." Then fucking 5 p.m., 5:30 comes around, and it's like, all right, guys, you know what? Contractions are under 5 minutes. So it was like, hope I got backup. But, yeah, it was like, man, fucking crazy. And so we went to the, we went ahead and went to the hospital. Mind you, water's not broken yet. And I'm like looking around because like there's a couple of other pregnant women in here, and they're like, "Oh yeah, in pain, not like can't say anything, like this and this." I'm like looking at Stephanie, and they're like in wheelchairs. Stephanie's walking this whole fucking time, like contractions under 5 minutes, and I'm like, "Fuck! Like what the fuck? Like are we supposed to be here? Are we sure like this is happening
Yeah.
right now?" And they like go and they set her up and they get like the monitors on her, like counting contractions and everything. And it's just interesting to see like how like technology's come around, because like they're just these like little circle nodes that are about like 2.5 inches like in diameter, and you just put them on your stomach and it reads the muscle contraction. It's like fucking crazy. Instead of like back in the day where you just have like a doula that's like got a timer, like think, okay, whatever. But we yeah, we're sitting there and they're like, oh yeah, you're in full labor, been in labor for 2 hours. I'm like, oh fucking shit. They're like, yeah, you're like 4 centimeters dilated compared to like the one that was like 2 days ago or whatever. I was like, fucking hell. So it's like, okay, we're like sticking this through, but we're still trying to get like that confirmation on whether or not like we go home or not, because like the water's not broken and everything. And like 2 hours later, they come back to check, and they're like, "Yep, you're 6 centimeters dilated. You're gonna go ahead and stay. Like we're gonna, get you set up, put you in the room." And it's like, okay, this has happened like tonight.
Yeah.
They're like, at the pace that you're going, baby's gonna be born by like 11, and it's like 7:30, something like that at this point. And it's like, all right, fuck. So we get to the room, we're chilling out, checking things out. About like 8-ish comes around, I think, and prior to that, the last check at like 6 centimeters, the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, baby's head is like right where it's supposed to be." Like perfect. Okay. But the water still hadn't broke. And they were like, okay, blah blah. And this whole time I'm like, my mom's there, her mom's there. We're all like talking. I'm giving the elders an update, because when the baby's born in our Kalpuli, we have to get the time, the birthday, and everything like sent off to the elders so that they can read the birthday and they can name her.
Okay.
And so like that's like, it's kind of timely because we have to like do the birth certificate and everything. So yeah, I'm like in between all of that and everything, and the elder abuela was like, oh well, it's okay, because for my 2 boys, like water hadn't broke like either. They had to like break it for me. Well, I was like, okay, that. So then this is moderately normal. Mm-hmm. And at some point, like baby like moved around, and when they went to check, they were like, oh yeah, you're at 7.5 centimeters dilated, but the baby's head moved. And so like, and you can see it, because like baby at this point is just like stretched out. Baby is like going from her left rib cage and is looped down, and the head is like at her right pelvis. And it's like, man, baby's head is not in the right spot. Yeah. So it's like, fuck, okay, this is crazy. We're gonna have to see what goes on. And so they're like, okay, we'll just hope baby moves. We should start looking into epidural and everything. And at this point, like, Stephanie was like getting ready to just do like full 100% natural, because like everything was going perfectly fine. She was talking through contractions that were lasting like 2 minutes. So it's like, that's fucking insanity. So she's a goddamn champ. But yeah, at some point it was just like, okay, we're just gonna go ahead and do epidural. And the doctors are like, do it, because when this happens, we're gonna have to like break your water and wrestle the baby like into like place, and it's not gonna be comfortable. And I was like, fuck. And they're like, okay, so we did the epidural. That whole thing's like interesting, because there's like a wire that goes down your spine or something. Fucking weird. But and the epidural doctor was also like interesting too. Like he was like this weird, super fucking creepy looking dude that like you see him in a mall or anywhere, you're grabbing your purse, your kid like super close, and like, get away from me, like what the fuck. But he was super sweet, like super nice guy, super cool. So I was like, oh fuck, like thank God. I was like, fucking hell. But he was a super cool dude. Yeah, and he pulls out this wire that's like almost 2.5 feet long, and it's like, yeah, this is going like this is how it's gonna happen. Needle looks big. It's not actually going into you. It's just gonna like I'm gonna poke, and then the needle just guides the cord down. I'm like, fucking hell, what the shit? But whatever. And so, got the epidural. Everything was there. Then, like, they come in. What's up? That's my son. That's right. No, that's my brother-in-law. Then God damn it! I didn't want to fucking edit anything. I hate editing.
Don't edit.
Whatever. Fucking
Keep it going.
Yeah. No. So like the whole thing happens. Epidural, and it's weird, man. The whole process for this is just fucking weird. So like epidurals are apparently like the way they work. It 100% works off of gravity.
Okay.
So they have to flip you sideways, back and forth, so that it equally distributes between your legs.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, so what? The heart doesn't do anything or something? Like, I thought like that's how the body works. Whatever. So, they go in and they break the water, and everything comes out, and just visualizing like the way they wrestle, like the stomach and the baby, dude. It was like, man, that cannot in any way be comfortable. It's just like it looks like you're kneading dough, like this huge like fucking ball of dough, and it's just like you're like this deep into it, and you're just like fucking punching the shit out of it. I was like, holy fucking shit. God. Yeah, but then you see like the belly, and it's like just this huge like curve right down the middle. Like feet obviously are right under the rib cage, right where the diaphragm is, and then head's finally where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so at this point now, literally, it's just waiting. Like, we're just waiting. It's still 7.5 centimeters dilated, chilling out, whatever. Fucking, like, 2 hours pass, only half a centimeter, like, dilated extra, so, like, 8 centimeters. And they're like, okay, we're going to start, doing some extra things, blah, blah, like twisting her sideways, let the baby, gravity work, and the baby's natural, like, push, work. And at some point, it gets kind of hairy and kind of, like, foggy. What looked like baby was coming out at 11 p.m. on Friday, it's now, like, 4 in the morning on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, fuck, what's going on? And I'm like, at this point, like, both Stephanie and I are just kind of like asleep. And, like, I kind of like, I'm in and out, and like, I'm seeing doctors talking to our mothers, and I'm just hearing like, like, oh, fever and blah, blah, and this, and whatever. But like, my body's just so like, fucking burned, because at this point, like, I've then at 4 in the morning been up for almost like 48 something hours, because I worked the night before. I woke up because Stephanie, and so it was just like kind of all piling on. And it was like, okay, I wake up at about 5 something in the morning, and they're like, okay, so we're finishing the second round of antibiotics. And it's like, what? And they're like, yeah, so baby had a bowel movement while in utero. Wow. And at some point, there was, like, an infection that was caused because of that and something. So Stephanie had, like, a temperature, or a fever. There you go. I don't know why I forgot that word. Fever of, like, 106 or something at one point. And they're like, yeah, we only got you at 104. And I was like, 104? And they're like, yeah, it's better than 106. So I was like, holy shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So at this point,
at that level, it's like the difference between like 95 and 97 and like between 104 and 106.
Yeah. No, it's like exponential. It is literally like exponential at that point. So like, it is huge difference.
It's like earthquakes.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. No, for real. You're right. Fuck. So I was like, fucking hell. And they're like, yeah, the good thing is because of the 2 degree temperature drop, like, baby's heart rate went back to normal, because apparently like it spiked, and it was going crazy. She wasn't like comfortable and everything. And so it was just like from 6 a.m. to like 12. It was just this fucking insane and like almost traumatic like waiting game, because it was like, what the fuck, like, you know, you just start getting like these ideas and like freaking yourself out and psyching yourself out, but you're just like, you know, as the guy not going through labor, you got to keep yourself together, and it's like, holy shit. But at some point, you know, after like, fuck man, I don't even know, like the third or fourth antibiotic like treatment, like everything's going back to normal, everything's going good. And then it's like dilated 9.5 centimeters.
Okay.
And so it's like, you know, then it, and it's weird, man. Just our own innate human nature and like metaphysical, subconscious kind of like body ongoings. The way that when it's like 9.5, the way that you like get that last half out is you let the baby's head gravity, like you flip the mother sideways half and half every like hour, and like the baby's head gravity like helps the cervix open up that last like little bit. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, after that it was like just a pushing game, and like, you know, after every contraction it's just like you do like 3 hard pushes and you go through the whole like shebang, and then fucking literally 12:59 baby's born.
Wow.
Yeah. And fucking like super good, super healthy. Like didn't have to go to NICU, and that was another thing because of the like the bowel movement. Like you like they have NICU doctors there, and it's weird. They do like this scale, and you look at things, and it's like a rating scale, and you add them all the numbers up, and if it's like within the scale, you either keep an eye on them, go to the NICU, don't go to NICU, or you know, whatever. And so I was like, fuck, whatever. But the fucking hilarious part to this was that I'm always right.
It took us 17 minutes to get to that.
So, when we first found out that Stephanie was pregnant at like supposedly what they told us was 6 weeks, I was like, like when we were talking, I was like, man, okay, so I'm thinking, I'm putting numbers together, I'm like in my head, and just kind of like that feeling, that own like just kind of like in your like soul and gut kind of feeling. I was like, nah, you're about like 6 to 7 weeks. When we went to the doctor, she was like, oh yeah, you're a month pregnant, like 4 weeks. I was like, that's not true, that's bullshit. And then, you know, we would go back, and I'm like, I'm calling bullshit still. I still think you're over, like you're more than 2 weeks what they're saying. They're like, oh yeah, you're like 8 weeks. I'm like, nope, I'm telling you, she's like 10 weeks pregnant. Baby's born. Doctor who picks her up, she was like, oop, this is a 42-week baby. I was like, fuck all you sons of bitches. I was like 100% right, man. Yeah, she was born, and she had like nails, like fingernails, full grown fingernails. She had like that needed to be like trimmed down. Yeah. Like they were like growing. She had like her, you know, the soft spot in the skull, like that's mostly already like developed out already. Yeah, and then if you sit down with her, she can already pick up her head and like turn it around, look around, and put it down. I'm like, that is not a newborn 40-week baby. Like that is 100% like the body's like developing already.
Yeah.
So 20 inches. Fucking long ass baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But healthy, everything was good. After that, it was just like we stayed in the hospital for like 2-3 more days, just to like let certain things die down and everything.
For sure.
But yeah, that was good. That was it. It was fucking roller coaster. But
yeah.
So this baby out in the back room, that's just like fucking. I heard in the middle of pod like crying and. Mm-hmm. You know, eating shit, whatever. So it's good.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah, we're a year in this pod almost, and
why is this about the podcast?
Well, I mean, because like things change, you know. You know, I mean, whatever.
That's amazing.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?